Dear traders, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our daily webinar series. It is Wednesday, the 27th of March and 11 o'clock. So we want to look at the markets with you as of every day, find some new trading ideas, look at different strategies, and of course also answer your trading questions and MetaTrader questions. Before we begin, please have a look at our risk disclaimer. With Forex and CFD, you are trading leverage products. The leverage effect can work for and of course against you. So you should always be aware of the risks in trading with leverage products, and also before trading live, of course, test it in a demo account to test all risks out and to understand the risks in trading. Yeah, it is Wednesday, so as of every Wednesday, Giancarlo will take over for me and will look with you at the markets so that you will find some nice trading ideas. Giancarlo, if you want to, we can start right away. You will get the mic and the screen from me, and then let's have a look at the markets.
Okay, good morning, team. Good morning, traders. We are located in very important week because we are to understand that we are very near to closing our quarterly cycle and monthly closing. So the market is maintained very nervous, and for now it's complicated to have a clear picture of the situation. Most of us, we are asking if we are very near to strong correction in the market or just an accumulation moment. It will be more useful to answer to your question the next week, because meanwhile I would like to maintain the Fed aptitude, wait and see, because the strong fall of last Friday give us not a particular enthusiastic picture of situation. So this week what we have to do is to understand that first one, we have assisted yesterday a lot of USA macroeconomic data, not so brilliant, and the investor focus on the next act of Federal Reserve, because the dovish aptitude confirmed in the last meeting open a new scenario. We are speaking, of course, of cut rates, not high rates during this year, and it is a great change of aptitude after we remember in December Jerome Powell speaking only about only an increases of rates. If we look at the trend of future and USA rates, we are speaking of course on Fed fund rates, we know that current price incorporate a good chance of this cut in USA interest rate by the end of this year. And in September, the probability reached 80%. So on the other hand, remember, all we have read about the rate curve between the 10-year T-bond and the 3-month bond, there was a reversal. And as we know, this curve, when reverse, anticipate at least 12 or 18 months before a strong fall in the markets and a recession. So it's not, of course, we have to understand that we are a different situation respect in the last crisis of 2008, but at least the Fed see a significant economic slowdown in the next month. So you can understand why this bad USA macroeconomic data end up stimulating depression in the stock exchange. Just a cut could be very useful to have more power in the market, because a mountain of income and liquidity will be useful for new bullish uptrend. Of course, we have to understand that we are in a particular situation in the USA economy, but in the same time, if the downward macroeconomic data became a new trend and the first move did not produce the desired effect, we can have a sort of, we can define this, I use this word, Japanization of US economy, like the great deflation of 90, related to great deflation of 19 in Japan. And this situation could be very unuseful in the market. But for now, repeat, we are speaking, I would like to offer you just a view of situation, but for now I see a lot of optimism in the market that remain in line with the real situation that USA data. Of course, USA economy is growth slow, but grow the same I tell you some weeks ago. In any event, we have to maintain we have to keep our eyes very open every day in the market, because for now the probabilistic bullish page for this week remain very limited for the bad close of Friday. But in the same time, if we all expected a strong correction, could be remain with open month, because in an event we don't have any confirmation of strong correction. In this case, when the market remain very choppiness and a lot of noise, the best attitude is to see day by day the movement of markets and understand from next. Of course, we start a new cycle, a new quarter the next month. We at exactly from next Wednesday we have a more clear situation, because this Thursday and for April we have a close of important yearly setup in the market, and we have at least more clear the situation of this correction. So now let me start with Standard & Poor, because we have to speak about this complicated situation. And as you know, the market touched last week this our target here in 2,855, and respect a strong sell-off this Friday. At the same time, the market accumulate a lot of volume in this zone. The smart money give a strong presence yesterday. From Friday to yesterday, I start a good pullback until the zone of 80.124, 80.132. For now, of course, the British aptitude is present in the short time, and it's logical to find sell opportunities. In any event, I would like to suggest to have a lot of care, because this zone between 2,805 and 2,800 in general is characterized from a great presence of buyers, and is complicated to have a strong break of this level unless the market don't do a strong sell-off today. What I can suggest for today is to have to maintain a bearish appetite if the price this afternoon break this level, and this support zone for today. In this case, it's logical to have a good bearish trend until this level. In any event, my perfect level for short today is this, because all this zone is very complicated to manage. In case the price will go below this level, we can arrive rapidly in first one in this level and in extension here. If the price going very fast we can arrive here. This is very, very important level, because this one could be block the fall or start a new pullback, or can open the door to 2,700. I would like to remember in an event that in medium term, this zone maintain the bullish uptrend in general, the zone of 2,700. Until the price remain up this level, we can have a strong correction, but not reversal. So take care with this situation, because many people speaking about reversal, but we don't have the reversal. We need at least strong sell-off for many days, or at least all this week or at the next, and in this case we can speak about the possibility of reversion. Remember that the market fall 20% last year and recovered in just 2 months the 60%, the 16% of this fall. So you can understand how it's difficult now to speak about a reversal. Take care, keep your eyes day by day on what will do the market. Remember that the bullish attitude will return, of course, up this level, and we can have today a good buy opportunity up the level of 831 with a great possibility to touch this level today. In the same time, the Nasdaq maintain bullish uptick, but here we have a sort of selling climax, and we have to wait at least what the price do today. Our support remain here in this zone of 7,312, and we need a break of this level to start a strong downtrend, a daily downtrend. But in any event, we need the break of this level, could be a first target, and in extension we try to reach the breakout zone that guarantees a great uptrend in the last week. You can appreciate how the price respect the smart money zone and was blocked here, but until the price remain below this level, it's difficult to open a new uptrend. We need a strong correlation between Standard & Poor's, Dow Jones, and Nasdaq in the same direction to have a good trend. For now, we have some problem, for example, with Apple and Netflix and other instrument that give a strong bearish pressure in the Nasdaq. But for now, remember that we maintain a very strong support zone, and we have to understand if we can lose this minimum increased minimum. So yeah, I can tell you that below this level we can have more bearish acceleration. In the same time, Dow Jones maintain the zone between 25,260 and 25,970. Here is the same. The price is very, very choppiness, because it's practically close in the smart money area, and could be very useful to try long just up this level, and the short we can try something if the price go below at least the level of 341. Below this zone we can have a bearish acceleration and at least a daily sell-off. For now, you can understand how is difficult the situation in the USA market, but below this zone we of zone of two in the case of Standard & Poor's 2,800, we have a lot of presence of buyer. It's very, very difficult to have a strong sell-off. In any event, the weekly trend remain bearish, and in this case it's useful to use the pullback to try some short in intraday trading. Let me now speaking about what happened with the DAX, because of course DAX anticipate my bearish idea. In the last webinar we have some problem with this position that was okay, but just for 1 point they block the sell, but after the support area confirm the bearish volunteer. When you have a situation like this, because it's every trader has taken a stop of 1 pip or 2 pips, it's logical. Don't lose your faith. And if you know that this zone is a bearish zone, another break of this level guarantees the possibility not only to recover the stop but to gain some pips. This is a very important aptitude for a trader, because I know that the stop it's something complicated to manage psychologically, but if we maintain, if we have a good view of market and we know the trend in this case is bearish, we wait another point to re-enter. Today we have at least the same situation. I have before the webinar, I have a bearish idea, a bearish idea here, but the DAX anticipates me. So what we have to do now is to understand that this zone between 11,360 and 378 is very important support zone. You can understand how many volume put the smart money. So if today we have a good break of this level, we can try a sell stop here with the stop of course of 30 points at least, and try to reach this level. Remember that in any event this zone is very complicated, because we have a lot of we have a great presence of buyers, so it will be very complicated. Remember that if you take at least a stop here, you can use this level for a reversal. For a long side, we understand that here we have a great presence of smart money, and the volume of here of today block any possibility to have a new uptrend. All this zone until 547 is full of volume, is very complicated to break. What we have to do today that is possible now that price could recover the zone of 400, but I can suggest you to try so long only up this level with the stop of course of 30 point, and we try to reach at least this zone and in extension here. Of course it's not complicated. Just a moment. It's complicated to manage, because we have to break this level, but for now, even you have a possibility to have a good pullback. This strong breakout tell you to stay quiet and wait, because it's complicated to find a buy opportunity here until the don't have a open of USA market. Just to take a look at Euro stock, because remember that this level maintain the possibility to have a strong buy trend in this instrument, but for now remain below this level, and we are full of volume below this level in weekly chart, in weekly trend, sorry, we can have a new sell-off. So take care, because if Euro stock break this level, DAX at the end, the other index start to fall with the acceleration. And for the situation of Brexit here, the FTSE 100 was stopped in this zone of 7,351, and we reach this level. Very complicated to operate here, and I suggest to wait more information about the situation of Brexit. Now we are going to take a look rapidly to euro dollar and pound and dollar yen, and finish of course with oil and gold. Okay, what we have to do now is to understand that euro is down, very complicated situation, because in the last week we had euro suffer and a lot from disappointing macroeconomic data, and of course the German data, because this sell-off was due to the bad economic situation in European country. In the same time, we have a sort of presence of Euro bulls due to concern of economic slowdown and comment of Mario Draghi and the other ECB member today that maintain a dovish aptitude for the possibility of new quantitative easing form of LTRO, but with more minus aggressive aptitude. For this sense, we have this sort of reversal, but in any event, the situation remains very complicated because the action of European Central Bank and Federal Reserve is strong and can manipulate, of course, the pair. For now, we maintain, of course, the bearish aptitude, and until the price don't break at least this level this week, we cannot have any possibility to reach this zone. In the 1.13 zone, we can start a new uptrend, but in any event, for now we have to look if the pair maintain this zone, and only a break of 1.1233 give us the possibility to reach this level. In daily chart, remember that it all appears that we have a sort of accumulation for a new uptrend, but depend of dollar that remain could remain very very weak due to Fed aptitude. But in any event, now we have a sort of power in the USA dollar to the situation of USA Treasury note. The same situation is in the pound that maintain the bullish aptitude. We know that the Parliament took the power to manage the Brexit question, but in any event, we maintain a bullish aptitude. And I have the impression that investors killing the time to wait the break of this level and start a new uptrend to reach this zone. We know that no deal is not a good situation, but the price remain in this zone. It is impossible to find a good short in this moment unless the price break first 1.3074, and of course 1.30. In this case, we can have a great sell-off. My idea is that it's very possible to reach this level next weeks, and of course maintain high your attention in this zone in 1.3281. We are going to take a look at dollar yen. Dollar yen recover the sell-off of Fed. We have a great bearish entry here. Sell stop, sorry. We're in our level in 110.72, and we reach for just a few points. We don't reach our support here in 109.57. What we have to do now is maintain the bearish aptitude, and until the price don't recover this level, it's possible that we have a break of this level in the next day. In this case, we can have an indication of risk of aptitude, and we can have a stronger new stronger sell-off with first target here in 108.98. For now, I suggest to stop with buy opportunity and wait at least a recovery on 111.39 to have a buy opportunity. I would like to finish with the oil gold, of course, because today we have the oil stock change. The great opera of OPEC and Israel have been successful with holding around 1.2 million barrels per day from 1st January, and in the same time you say government reduce export from Iran and Venezuela. All these help the recover of great sell-off of oil in the last year, but in the same time we have to understand that now we are in technical resistance, but of course we need more news about new supply cuts to have more power in bullish power into oil trend. What I can suggest to you is, of course, we maintain a bullish aptitude. We have reached our target in $60, but in any event, remember that now we have to maintain this level in pullback to maintain this bullish aptitude, because if the price remain here, is possible to have a new long uptrend with the target for this year located here in $70. For now, I would like to have a break of this level to have at least the opportunity to have a good trade until here in the $62. But in any event, until the price remain up $55, the bullish trend is confirmed. Remember that if the price lose this zone, we have a serious probability to have a new sell-off. So for now, remain with bullish aptitude, and for today, remember that we need to maintain this level to have a new buy entry. In case we have a break of this level, you can try at least some short just in intraday day. Now I would like to finish with our gold. And remember that all this situation is due to the, of course, situation of dollar, but in the same time, remember that the selling pressure of yesterday is due to increased demand for risky asset and the rise in USA Treasury yields. All this pullback was due to the dovish uptrend of Fed and the USA dollar weak, but in the same time, you can appreciate how our level was respected. I suggested last week to try long just up this level. We have reached our target here. Now we have a very crucial zone. If the price break this level, we have a serious opportunity to reach for the second time our resistance here 1339 and start a new downtrend, uptrend, and the next target will be located between 339 and in extension between 366 and 375. For now, it's complicated to open a short position. It depends how is long the correction in the index, USA indexes, and it's useful to try some short only below the zone of 1,300. If the price going below this zone, you have to understand how the volumetric box was very complicated to break until the price remain here is very difficult. Remember, in any event, that below this level we can have a more bearish acceleration, and only below 1,279 we can have a new reversal, a new bearish trend. I have finished for today. I would like to thanks a lot for your great participation and your attention, and of course we see the next Wednesday. Have a great week of trading. Bye bye.
Thank you, Giancarlo, for your analysis. I will take over the screen once more. Dear traders, if you have any questions after this webinar, you can, of course, contact your local customer support team. We are happy to help you out with all your questions in your native language. So simply contact us. Once again, thank you very much, Giancarlo. Thank you very much, dear participants. We wish you a nice and successful trading day. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.